made them orphans. Their government made them outcasts.
Come on, kid!
But one American
If I don't get them out, they're going to die.
has the courage to go in and bring them out alive. Hold on! Chuck Norris is fighting for everyone who can't fight back. Braddock, Missing in Action 3.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, another paid request, this time for Phil. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And Phil wanted me to talk about Braddock, Missing in Action 3. Now, I'm a fan of Chuck Norris. I know he's not the best actor, but I enjoy a lot of his stuff. I love Firewalker. It's my personal favorite. I really liked Invasion USA. I liked the Delta Force. I liked Hellbound, The Hero and the Terror. I love Silent Rage. I like the other Missing in Action films. I do like quite a bit of his stuff. There's not a whole lot of his I hated. Like, I don't like Good Guys Wear Black or Slaughter in San Francisco, which was a very, very early movie from him. Looking over there, Top Dog is pretty bad. Forest Warrior is awful. I like Sidekicks, but a good chunk of his I either like or love. And Chuck Norris was one of those guys that kind of knew to a point to stop. Like, he did his Walter Texas Ranger show, lasted, I don't know, 10 years or so, and then he pretty much retired after that. Bit here and there, cameo in Dodgeball, Expendables 2, but he pretty much just relaxed and enjoys retirement, and I think for the better. I mean, I think Chuck was smart enough to know, can't do this forever, let me enjoy my life. Something that I think some action heroes should take a note of. Talking to you, Stallone. And I love Stallone, but goddamn. But anyway, this is one I did not grow up with watching a lot. I don't know why. I had the VHS, but for some reason I would always watch this first two more. Now, Missing in Action 2: The Beginning is my favorite of the three. And of course, that was supposed to be the first film, and then Joseph Zito's Missing in Action 1 is supposed to be the second film, but canon and others thought the second film was better, so the second film became the first film, and the first film became a prequel to The Beginning. But yeah, To The Beginning is still my favorite of the three. I like the first Missing in Action, but watching this again, I would say I like this more than the first one. This is Chuck Norris's Rambo 2. What I mean by that is this is superhero Chuck Norris, like, you know, superhero Rambo and Rambo 2 and 3. This is some crazy action, especially in the last half of the film. Let's put it this way. There's a bit where there's a rapist. Chuck Norris he's got a rifle with a rotary grenade launcher, shoves it in the guy's gut, shoots, the guy flies back through the hut, lands, explodes. That's the kind of movie this is. And he's blowing up Watchtower, he's blowing up this. There's a good sized budget with this. From what I understand, it was about $9 million, while I think the first was like $3 million and the second was $2 million. Even the beginning, the fall of Saigon, where it's this backstory of Braddock had a wife. There's a bombing. He thinks she died because of miscommunication and misunderstandings. He leaves. At one point, he helps someone out. He's shot in the back. He's choppered out. And you see, like, the fall of Saigon, it's like thousands of extras. There's chaos everywhere. I mean, for canon films in '88, this was decent sized bit of a sequence. Especially at the time when canon films was not doing well financially. Because Over the Top bombed, the He-Man movie bombed, but they were hoping this would be their film to bring them out of the shitter, and it didn't work out that way, sadly. But they definitely spent some money on this, and Joseph Zito was going to direct it because he did Missing in Action, he did Invasion USA, but But I guess he had personal and creative differences with Chuck. I don't know what those details were. So, I think Joseph Zito went on to do Red Scorpion, which I love. And 1988 was a good year for movies, action movies especially. You had Rambo 3, Die Hard, Above the Law with Steven Seagal, Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, even Arnold had Red Heat. And again, I think Red Scorpion was 88. So, a lot of cool action movies. But this just got dumped in January with little to no publicity. I know Chuck Norris was pissed to the point he wanted to leave Canon and not do any business with Canon ever again. Because he seemed pretty proud of it, because he helped write the film. When Joseph Zito and him had differences and Joseph Zito was gone, Chuck got his brother, Aaron Norris, to direct. And then pretty much for the rest of his film career, he got his brother to direct all his movies. Because Aaron Norris directed Delta Force 2, which I think was after this, Top Dog, Hellbound, which I do like, Sidekicks, which is a good family film with Jonathan Brandis. Trying to remember what else. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and even some work on Walter Texas Ranger. And the action scenes here are pretty damn solid, especially the last half, which I'll get to. And I don't mind the story. I don't mind the setup. Like I said, The Fall of Saigon is shot well enough. It didn't look cheap at all. The Jay Chataway comes back to do the music. He did the music in the first Missing Action, so it was nice to hear him do the music again. Chuck goes back to get his wife and kid when he finds out, 12 years has passed and his kid and wife are there and realize they exist, that they're alive. You have some good lines, like the CIA guy, which is weird. The CIA guy is called Little John. I'm like, what is this, Robin Hood? But Chuck has a great line when the guy says, "Don't step on any toes." "I don't step on toes, Little John. I step on necks." And then that Jay Chataway music, that's pretty badass. And there's a good consistent basis of action. Like the opening, and then you have him fighting some people in a... You get hand-to-hand as well as gunplay. So you have a mixture of both, which is nice. So you get him beating some people up in a club, you get a car chase, he parachutes out, he outruns them in a speedboat, and then in the end he has this cool gun with a... It has a rifle with this rotary grenade launcher. And I'm a sucker for that. Yeah, I know. He never reloads. Well, actually, I did see him reload, so that's not true. I did see him reload. I love it, and like I said, I didn't mind the story, the idea behind it, and that there's a lot of kids back there that are Amero-Asian, I think is the best way to put it. And he goes back to rescue the kids. I guess for some reason, my memory thought this was like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Because this guy with a bunch of kids. But this is, I liked a lot more than Beyond Thunderdome. I was pleasantly surprised watching this again. And yeah, Chuck Norris, I will say when some emotional moments happen, he's not the best. Like there's a bit where he's trying to have a heart-to-heart with his son. He's not the best. And here's the thing, I think he's good in the beginning. The prequel, Missing Action 2. I think he's good in that movie. I like him in Firewalker, because Firewalker, he's smiling, he's having fun, he's joking with Louis Gossett Jr. I think he's good in that one. But here, there are times which I be very emotional. And it's not the best. It's not the best. I have to be honest. But, yeah, I love Chuck Norris's presence. I love him as an action hero. I love when he kicks ass and takes names. I love when he says the badass one-liners. I love the fist behind his beard. Because it's Chuck Norris. You know he's got a fist behind his beard. He's not pushing up. He's pushing the earth down. You know, he sidekicked a Burger King and turned into a McDonald's. I mean, Chuck Norris can do all. Love it. So I still liked a lot of that stuff. Even though, again, the acting, emotional moments are not the best. But I did like the idea behind the story. The wife and the kid were fine for what they had to be. I've seen much, much worse, trust me. Go watch Nemesis 2, 3, 4, 5, however many. Go watch Alexander Nevsky movies. Go watch a lot of these direct-to-video films that Steven Seagal and other people did. Even like Backtracer with Sylvester Stallone. Go watch a shitload of other movies I could name that are way worse than this movie. Come on now. I don't think this film is a 4 point something on IMDb. Give me a fucking break. The second half action alone makes it worthy of a higher rating. I like the spiffy speedboat he has. I love the gun he has. I think it's really cool looking. I don't care how unrealistic it is. I think it's pretty damn awesome. And the villain I liked. The villain actually did not mind this general. I can't pronounce his name. But he was definitely an evil sumbitch. This General Tuoc. I can't pronounce that. This Vietnamese officer. Just like shoots the fucking wife, and it's a big old blood squib in the head. It's like, ooh, shit. And this guy's just a sadistic asshole. He has this bit where he tortures Braddock and says, if you put your feet down, this is attached to a shotgun and it's going to blow your kid. Blow him away. And put it, blow him away. This ain't fucking Hollywood. It's the different blow. Blow him away. This ain't fucking, Hollywood PTDDOs. This is blown away. I feel like Stallone and fucking Demolition Man talked to Sandra Bullock. Let's blow this guy away. Blow him away. But I mean, that was pretty sadistic of the guy having this shotgun trap thing, and then the Chuck Norris, and he's like electrocuting Chuck Norris and all that. And then you find out when it comes down, it was a fucking blank anyway, so it was just doing the fuck with them. But yeah, you get a nice selection of fisticuff moments, kicking people in the face, and then when you get the second half, it's badass. Spoilers, for those who haven't seen it. He fucking blowing the shit out of watchtowers. He's shooting a bunch of people. At the end, there's a rapist. Boom. Blows him out of the hut. Explodes. He kicking people in the face. Blowing up jeeps. There's a bit he gets the kids in the truck and he's driving over a bridge. You get real helicopters shooting down at the truck, real explosions, some really competent action. Like when he's using the grenade launch on the towers, you see like a missile go up and blow up the tower. Looks really cool. And like I said, when he's driving the truck with the kids, he's fired upon choppers, all done practical, for real, in camera. He's then beating some people up, stealing this plane. There's a bit where they have to get across this bridge, and Chuck Norris jumps through a window as he's shooting, shoots him, and then jumps out another fucking window. There's a good stunt where he gets blasted, and like Chuck Norris's character flies up, like a really good jump, like not bat flip, but good stunt. We see a guy, an explosion, he flies up and lands on his back. It's a really good stunt. And like, there's the bad guy on the helicopter, and Chuck needs his son's help, and they aim, they shoot the shit out of the helicopter, and it crashes. The only issues I have with the film, like I said, Chuck and his emotional moments. Like I said, I think he did better in Missing Action to the beginning. I think those could have been tweaked a bit. The songs, they're okay, but they're not songs I would listen to. I mean, they're not as good as like Frank Stallone's, Peace in Our Life from Rambo 2, or We Fight for Love and Commando. I'm just thinking of other 80s films. They're there, but I wouldn't say I'm in love with them. I don't really give ratings to songs, but they're like songs I would give like a 3 out of 5 instead of, 4 or 5, like the Rocky 4 soundtrack, So. One weird thing, early on in the film, The Fall of Saigon, well, two things. One, Keith David is in there in a cameo, like as a guard for the embassy. And I'm watching going, wait a minute, that's fucking Keith David. And I'm like, well, fuck, why isn't he in the film more? But he wasn't a big star. He was in John Carpenter's The Thing. This year he was in They Live, 88. But, Keith David just wasn't considered a big star. Even though, I think by this point, wasn't he in Platoon and stuff? But it's just weird, like, I don't even think he has a name. He's just called Embassy Guard, or Embassy Gate Guard. I'm like, that's Keith David. Second, I think this film ignores Part 2. Which I don't care for that, but because the year The Fall of Saigon, it would not fit with him being a POW for that many years. Like, the amount of years, I'm like, that doesn't really track. So I think what they did was, people did not like Part 2, so they ignored Part 2. So to them, in this universe, only Part 1 exists. So it's a film that I think ignored the second film. That's why The Fall of Saigon, that's why Braddock was there. I'm like, I don't care for that, because again, I liked Part 2, but it is what it is. But yeah, I liked a lot of this movie. I thought, for an action film, it was exciting, especially the second half. It didn't really stop. Good practical explosions, gunplay, fist fights. Granted, no fist fights as good as the ending of Missing Action 2. Because I think that's a pretty good fight at the end of Part 2. But nice little stuff here and there. And like I said, I don't mind the idea. Rescuing these kids who are left behind. The American kids. And yeah, Aaron Norris was a stunt coordinator on the previous 2 Missing Action films, so he got to be the director, and like I said, directed most of Chuck's other movies. Like I said, it's a pretty good-looking film, because they have the budget behind it. Like, if you like 80s full-blown action movies, that's why, again, I don't know why as a kid I didn't watch this more. And it's funny, even the title is like Rambo. Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Braddock, Missing Action 3. That's because of Rambo. Don't, you're not fooling anyone. But that's cool. I mean, this is like the over-the-top Rambo 2, 3 thing with Chuck. Now, Rambo 2 and 3 I put above this, much so, but this is a bit underrated. This is a bit underrated. It's not as bad as his reputation. I think if you like Chuck Norris, you like 80s action, I think you would enjoy this. Like I said, I know it got a lack of release and publicity, and Chuck Norris was pissed. He was pissed off about that. So what the fuck? I'm surprised he didn't leave canon altogether, because he still worked with them. Because Delta Force 2, Hellbound was canon. Yeah, Hellbound was canon. But maybe that was also around the time where certain pieces of the regime had changed in canon. Because by the end, I forget it was Dawn or Globus, one of them wasn't even around anymore, and they filmed their own company. I don't remember the details. But anyway, another canon film winner. And yeah, I would say, in retrospect, the first one's probably a bit more slick direction because of Joseph Zito. If for 80s action, I would say I like this more than the first. But I still like the first one. And I said the second one's still my favorite. So, pretty good trilogy. And you know what? Did not need a part 4. And Chuck Norris knew that. He's like, nope, no part 4. I'm surprised. Because, they fucking do it for everything. It's like, nope, it's a trilogy. Done. That's it. Good. Good. I wish someone would talk to Chuck. I keep hearing different reasons. He doesn't want to talk. Then someone goes, well, they never asked Chuck. No, we asked Chuck. That's bullshit. He didn't want to talk. No, that's bullshit. You didn't ask him. I don't know what the fuck the deal is. People say different things. I wish Chuck, someone set up a YouTube channel for him and just go through each film. Please, can we have that? Just do a Chuck Norris YouTube channel and just have him talk about each movie. I would watch the shit out of that. Or hell, Scott Adkins. You're doing The Art of Action? Get Chuck Norris. Talk about Invasion USA. Talk about, Silent Rage. Talk about Braddock Part 3 and talk about it. Scott Adkins, get Chuck Norris. Because he's bringing that Art of Action interview series back. Get Chuck. So, anyway, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Underrated film. It was fun to watch this again. And, better than a lot of films today, I'll say that. Just in entertainment value. Which is what I want the other day. I just want to be entertained. I really do. If you do that, I can exclude a lot of flaws. If you at least entertain me. I really can be that lenient on a film. Just do your fucking job at the end of the day. If you don't, I'll be waiting. Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher. But another film I love. But I would say, I don't know if I say I love it, but I liked this quite a bit. So we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.